the sprint race. 12 points up for grabs. The Marquez 1-2 on the grid, but it's Alex, of course, not Mark, who leads in the title fight. Fabio back on the front row.
Hello guys. Welcome back to Motogp Watchalong. Let me get my cap a minute. Actually, forget it for now, but here we go. Qatar, let's go. And Marquez gets a great start. Look at Fabio Quartararo on Yamaha in third place. He's alongside Alex Marquez. Can he go ahead of him? No. Mark leading. Let me get my cap chat. Sorry, that's chance. So disorganised. Got a different cab today. Decided to change it up a bit. Never Marquez one, obviously. But Marquez leads. The two Marquez brothers lead again. As you can see here, chat, Alex Marquez is the championship leader on 87 points. Is that Aldeguer or Morbidelli? Yeah, for me, Aldeguer, that was.
Down towards the first tight hairpin of turn 6 on the inside comes Maverick Vinales.
There's Top Gun.
Good to see Maverick.
Good to see Top Gun up here. On the inside he went of Aldeguer. Yeah, of Aldeguer. Maverick Vinales at the 5th place on the Aprilia. Who would have expected Top Gun Maverick to be in 5th place at this stage at the Grand Prix? He had a great qualifying session and all, but to be 5th at this stage. And oh, Zarco, that is aggressive on the Honda. Absolutely aggressive from Joan Zarco. And Gianantonio now trying to get through. Bagnaya's up to 9th from his poor start. And it's just at the Pedro Acosta. Cota is still 3rd for Yamaha. Pecco Bagnaia in Acosta's sights.
That's a tighter line there. I thought Gianantonio was going to try and get through on Firmino Aldeguer. Yeah, they battle for 7th.
Going to cost him into the last corner.
Yeah, it's Bagnaia. He's got to Gianantonio. So Bagnaia up to 8th place after starting down 11th after his crash on a qualifying session earlier. Jorge Martin up to 12th. As there goes Alex Marquez on Mark. This is the battle we wanted between the two Marquez brothers. We're getting it. Can Mark go on the outside? No! Alex Marquez takes the lead, but he goes a bit deep. There's a little contact there. Marquez hangs it round the outside. Brilliant for Mark Marquez. He retakes the lead of the Qatar sprint. What a battle we got on here in Qatar. What a battle we have on our hands between the two Marquez brothers. Morbidelli's at the 3rd because of a straight on speed of educating into the Yamaha. So Cota is down the 4th. We change this. Forgot to do this a few times in the Cota sprint, to be fair. Yeah, Morbidelli did. His former team, Cota's former teammate passing him. Zarco 6th, Vinales 5th, Aldeguer 7th, for Acosta 8th, Bagnaia 9th, and Gianantonio 10th. That's the top 10.
Alex, isn't it? It has been through fast corners. That's where we know that he's been quick.
Yeah, we've seen that all year, really.
It's in this sort of corner where you think Marquez should be.
Yeah, Marquez showed the advantage through the left-handers, but for the right-handers, I think Alex will have an advantage. Cota against Vinales, 4th place. As Cota stays ahead of Maverick for now. Digi on Bagnaia. Bagnaia's done a 10th place. They've both been passed by Acosta, the Shark.
Yesterday, the fastest race pace, pretty much.
Yeah, and now he's down here in 10th place.
He looked quick, didn't he, on that run through?
Being held up.
Through 9, exactly, and now Frankie Morbidelli's there.
Morbidelli's doing this battle too. This could be a 3-way fight for victory between the two Marquez brothers and the Italian and Morbidelli. So what Alex, get Mark again down the straight. We've got a long straight ahead of us, so the slipstream will come into effect. Here it is.
Going to be a bit late for this lap, I think.
Yeah, it's too far back this time. Morbidelli goes fastest though on the track. Lap 3. Yeah, down the straight. Oh, we keep an eye on qualifying as well, chat, because that's on at a minute too. Yeah. What's happening to Bagnaia? He's down in 10th place. He's closer to Jorge Martin then to Di Gianantonio. Must be. He's been overtaken by Aldeguer now. As Quartararo still remains ahead of Maverick Vinales. As Jorge Martin overtakes Pecco Bagnaia. What is going on here for Bagnaia? Martin coming back this weekend after a pre-season injury, has overtaken his the runner-up from last season. So a world champion's overtaken a runner-up.
There's nothing obvious.
That's crazy. Aprilia have been nowhere this weekend. And they've overtaken Pecco Bagnaia, or Igor and Martin. But Martin at the moment there. In turn 10, I believe that is. Yeah, as it stands, Mark will regain the championship lead, but they'll have 20 points over on Pecco Bagnaia, but with two Marquez brothers. If Martin gets a point, he has to take that. It'd be first point of the season.
I mean, we didn't think Jorge Martin would be able to do the whole weekend.
Yeah.
So impressive. It really is.
It's just impressive from the Martin to keep up this pace.
He gets in race mode, Martin.
Oh man, I've got Sky on my thing. I could watch the F1 qualifying.
Marquez, we talked about it a little this year about how he's getting.
Right, here's multitasking. I can watch the F1 qualifying and Motogp at the same time. There we go. Lap 4.
Which is what a lot of great champions have done over
So Piastri's quickest from Russell, Norris, Leclerc, then Tsunoda. That's a surprise. Verstappen's 8th. I know this is a Watchalong from Motogp, but I can have a look at the F1 while I'm here.
Every lap. Yeah, don't even give him a sniff.
Yeah. So Bagnaia now back ahead of the Martinator. I think it was straight line speed.
Back in front of Martin now.
I think Bagnaia might get himself going now.
We've had them over the past, haven't we? People spinning up on the line.
Could have been.
Were you watching his start? Did you see anything like that?
Didn't see anything though from Bagnaia's start.
Oh yeah.
Marquez sending it into turn 5, I believe that is.
Not quite right. He might be on his spare back. That doesn't feel the same.
Yeah, I think it's turn 5, or maybe turn 6.
And the problem is in a sprint race,
Turn 7, 8, 9. I think that could be. I think that's turn 5. That left-hander.
We came here this week.
Where the long penalty zone is.
Since testing, people have talked up this race, haven't they?
Yeah.
And it looked like we were getting it, didn't it? Last night when, in practice, Frankie Morbidelli was ahead of Bagnaia, who was ahead of Marquez.
Oh, that's aggressive. Acosta and Aldeguer. Two aggressive riders who battled in Moto2 back in 2023. And Aldeguer stays ahead of Acosta for now. But will Acosta get him back? Going to turn 11, I believe, or turn 12. No. 13, 14, yeah, it's turn 12 that was.
But something happened in the
Antonelli!
We'll talk about it.
Fuck me, Kimi Antonelli's gone quickest overall in qualifying as George Russell comes to the line now and takes provisional pole. It's a Mercedes 1-2 for now. As here comes Lewis Hamilton for Ferrari. In this qualifying session, Hamilton goes at Tsunoda in the 5th. So there's going to be no pole for him. Looks like no pole for Leclerc either as he comes across the line to go second. Wow, jeez, what a lap by Leclerc. Back on the Motogp though, here comes Di Giannantonio on Pedro Acosta. As we look at Max Verstappen in the Red Bull now, as Gasly goes 4th ahead of Piastri.
That tighter line from Acosta means he's good at passing.
Norris has not set a faster time in Sector 1, but Piastri's up in Sector 2.
Oh, this is aggressive.
Aggressive and Digia on Acosta in the turn 2. Verstappen to the line for Red Bull. Goes 7th. So he does have qualifying Tsunoda, it looks like. But it's only going to be a 4th row start for Max Verstappen, it looks like.
Gap at the front, steady at about 0.3 of a second.
Is that 5? I just realised that.
Alex, then Frankie Morbidelli a further 7/10.
Are they into turn 5 for... Oh, Piastri goes back to pole position. But Norris, don't think he's going to get anything. Norris stays 6th, so Lando Norris is going to start P6 as Piastri. That's taken another pole position. Zarco's got a bit of a take on Aldeguer. Sainz goes 8th fastest. That qualifies Lewis Hamilton. So Perez Hamilton's been qualified by Carlos Sainz. But Oscar Piastri takes a 2nd pole of the 2025 season.
Pulling away a little bit on this lap from his brother Alex. It's almost like
Mark's pulling away a bit from Alex Marquez.
A little bit of time to come in.
So Oscar Piastri on pole position for a Bahrain Grand Prix tomorrow, which by the way, because of Motogp being on, I won't be able to do a watch on to the F1 Grand Prix Bahrain. But the next F1, but first F1 watch on season, guys, will be in Saudi Arabia and Jeddah. So next week, keep an eye out because that'll be my first watch on the season for F1. So Oscar Piastri takes pole position for the Bahrain Grand Prix. Back on the Motogp as Di Giannantonio now gets out of Johan Zarco. I think Zarco might have a little issue here.
A little bit longer.
It's gone wide in the last corner of Zarco. Marquez goes a personal best.
0.3 of a second faster than his brother. Gap at the front.
Lap 6.
Half a second. And like I say, compared to Bagnaia, he's 1.1 seconds a lap faster.
That was just not the case.
Not at all. And that's why it makes you wonder, is Bagnaia on his number 2 bike, or is there an issue with his number 1?
Yeah, Bagnaia could have been on his number 2 bike. That's why he could be on his. Bezzecchi overtakes Martin. I think it was Bez overtaking Martin. Oh! What a moment for Acosta. Saves it though. Must have saved on his knee or his shoulder. Great save by Acosta. Nearly took himself out of this Qatar sprint. But it gave his mechanics a big prepared job ahead of tomorrow. Especially being 10 past, nearly 8:15 in the evening in Qatar. Yeah, Martin's dropped back, I think. Yeah, Martin's dropped back to 17th now. Martin should back to his best by Jerez, I'd say, or Le Mans. I think Jerez will be like more of a Martin suited track, as he has won a sprint there before.
Yeah, you feel for Jorge Martin now, dropping down to 17th. This is the reality of coming back after an injury.
Yeah, it's true.
Going much slower now, a couple of seconds off the pace. The pain will have kicked in, he'll have made a mistake.
Yeah.
And do you know what's hard then? You start to lose your adrenaline as the race goes on.
Yeah, that is
true. I'll tell you what, he's done a fantastic job up to this point.
Yeah, Martin's doing a great job at the minute to keep it a race. As we're approaching lap 7 now of this Qatar Grand Prix sprint.
Super slow-mo's great shot.
Super slow-mo. Motogp need to bring us back to their YouTube channel, they do. As Marquez goes across the line to start lap 7 of the Tito sprint. There's Top Maverick ahead of Aldeguer. Aldeguer's actually got some good pace, as Quartararo has managed to keep ahead of Vinales and Aldeguer. So Quartararo did a great job in 4th on the factory Yamaha.
Still 5 laps to go. It's only a half a second.
The next Yamaha's down 14th for Alex Rings. That's just how much Quartararo's been pushing that bike. Yeah, much better from Top Gun this weekend compared to the other weekends this season. Pleased for him being up here.
Every time he rides about Herbie Ponchal said it earlier today that Maverick's now starting to get the feeling.
As Acosta stays at the Zarco. With Ayagura and Pecco Bagnaia in this battle too. Surprised Bagnaia is actually in the top 8 ahead of this battle. As here goes Ayagura on Joan Zarco, but the Japanese on the French. And Ayagura overtakes Joan Zarco. Great move by the rookie. That's a strength that Ayagura does have, as it's showed in Moto 2 and Moto 3 before. Great move by Ayagura. As here goes Fermin Aldeguer, he's lining a pass on Vinales, and Aldeguer goes down the inside of Top Gun and gets it up in the 5th place. Aldeguer is flying at the minute. Aldeguer's in to prove a point.
In between the last 2 races.
After poor first 3 rounds, yeah, on the crash I think from 6th in the USA. Aldeguer's showing he has got talent in this Motogp paddock.
He's the real deal, is Fermin Aldeguer, a super talent.
Yeah, no, he couldn't even win a race. He could become the new youngest ever winner. We said about Acosta last year though, and he couldn't do it, mate. Probably because the Ducati was too good. But Aldeguer is on a Ducati compared to Acosta, who was on a KTM.
Just sat in 6th place.
So Bagnaia running at 11. The Zarco goes wide into the last corner again. Late apex from Zarco.
Zarco on the soft? Yes, he is.
The Zarco's on the soft, that could be why.
Maverick Vinales in 6th, and he's dropping back quite quickly, isn't he? Yeah. His pace is 1.3 seconds slower than Di Antonio. The soft player was not the choice.
No, Pedro got that wrong.
Yeah, Costa got it wrong in the first corner.
Look at that. Look at Ayagura though again.
Ayagura though, again, the rookie against last year's rookie. Obviously, Ayagura's one of I think 3 or 4 rookies this year.
At the front.
Yeah, 3 rookies.
1 second. Marquez imposing his pace on this race.
Marquez imposing his pace. The 2 Marquez brothers have pulled away from Franco Morbidelli. As Di Antonio now overtakes Vinales. Vinales is starting to struggle in this Grand Prix. Obviously, it's not the Sunday yet. It is the Tito sprint.
This is the soft tyre dropping, as had been predicted.
Yeah. Yeah, it was never really going to make it, was it?
Yeah, I don't think Top Gun was ever going to make it in that 5th place, but he's done well. Hope he doesn't drop out of points though. That'll be not good for Top Gun.
On the Yamaha, on the medium tyre, and
as Quartararo looks like he's actually keeping up with Morbidelli here.
He's going forward.
brilliant to see. It's so encouraging. After
Yeah, it's
every
so
sort of
encouraging for
pre-season
Yamaha.
testing, they just haven't had the grip, have they? That they found when they went testing.
No, but also what Mayo said on the grid is so true. The qualifying's 50% of it for us guys. We've done 50% of the work now.
Yeah.
Because he knows he's seen throughout.
I'd love to see Qatar win a race this year, or get a podium. I'd love to see him back on the podium. He hasn't been on a podium as Qatar since the 2023 Indonesian Grand Prix.
Bagnaia was drawn in those yet, so then he didn't gain anything.
Bagnaia went a bit wide, so did Acosta in the last corner and battle for the last point position in this Tito sprint as Bagnaia does not go for it, as Bezzecchi now closes up on this battle.
And this is Bagnaia trying to get a point here now out of Pedro Acosta.
Yeah, lap 9 of this Tito sprint.
Surely he's going to go through on him. He was 4/10 quicker on that last lap. Acosta's got the rear soft tyre on.
Acosta's got the soft rear on.
Acosta's not in it. He's missing all the apexes. What happens is when you lose grip at the rear, the bike won't turn, as you can see.
Or Bagnaia. Acosta's got no grip, it looks like, as Bagnaia takes 9th place with ease.
He's not going to give up though, is he? If we know one thing
Acosta isn't going to give up though.
He had to there.
And they decided just to not concede a crash and a repair job for his team.
Oh, I thought Bezzecchi was about to ride round the outside of it.
If Bezzecchi rode around the outside, that would be something else. That'll be the move of the season, that would, for Marco Bezzecchi.
Maverick Vinales, the top KTM, he's in 7th. Where's Binder? 14th. Binder's having a mare.
Yeah, Binder's having a nightmare.
The sprint and the main race last year.
Yeah, he was second in both sprint and main race last year. This shows how far KTM have fell off compared to this season, compared to last season, although 2023 was their best season. With Binder, again, multiple podiums that season.
1.6.
And, what was it now? Oh yeah, and Miller getting a podium, I think. Miller hasn't been on a podium since that race in Jerez in 2023. Well, Binder hasn't been on a podium, I think, since the first round of last season. Oh, Bezzecchi had a look at Acosta.
Head-to-head, weren't we, between Bagnaia and Marquez, and Bagnaia just has not had the
Lap
pace
10,
here.
2 laps to go.
Definitely been a problem. Oh, Maverick so wide there.
Vinales was so wide in the last corner. He's also his rear grip is Maverick Vinales.
All the soft tyre runners dropping back. Acosta behind Bezzecchi now.
Yeah, Vinales has lost his rear grip. He's now again under pressure by Bagnaia and Ayagura.
As you'd expect, watch out for an A.
As it looks like it's going to be another Marquez 1-2. And Marquez will retake the Championship League going into tomorrow's race.
Neil, it's qualified. That's part of the
Yeah, Acosta ran so wide in the last corner. And that sort of forced Bezzecchi to get through. I think Acosta's lost most of his grip.
There's the gap at the front.
I think tomorrow it's going to be medium tyres for most of the riders, unless someone wants to take a risk and go on the soft rear again.
The only blot on his copybook this year was the crash at his favourite circuit.
Yeah.
Out of the league.
At his favourite circuit. I think his real favourite circuit is the Saxon Ring, though.
It's so strange.
Quartararo is gained on Morbidelli. Could Quartararo get a sprint podium here?
Having to get too confident, have to stay focused.
Fabio Quartararo is closing down Frankie Morbidelli.
He is.
His old teammate.
As there goes Ayagura on Maverick Vinales.
Do you like it there?
How close do you like it? Ayagura through on Top Gun. Vinales tries to fight back, but it's to no avail. Ayagura should now finish in 7th place and get himself 3 Tito sprint points. As Bagnaia now goes through.
He just can't do anything.
He's like he's dropped anchor. He's
Yeah.
in reverse, isn't he?
Soon he will come under pressure, and poor old Maverick, I don't think he's going to
Yeah, poor old Maverick. Last lap though, as Marc Marquez starts now his final lap of his Tito sprint. If Aldeguer gets 3rd, I'll put final lap, why not? Instead of last lap, I'll put final lap for a change.
The leaders
and a second quicker than Morbidelli.
Yeah. Aldeguer could actually get the sprint podium.
Frankie Carcelli.
What's Frankie Carcelli, the king of the
Yeah, Morbidelli was nearly 4 tenths off Quartararo on that last lap, and Aldeguer was a second quicker.
He builds a bike not for qualifying, he builds it for the race. When you think of what he did with Fabio Di Gianantonio, obviously with Marquez last year.
Yeah.
It was Juan Mir in the past and the Suzuki. Yeah, you're exactly right.
Most riders like to build a bike for a race.
Aldeguer's going to throw everything at this.
We expect something here now. Look at
Yeah, Cota looking at the inside. Can't make it work yet. There is a move coming, but Morbidelli is good at defending, I think, from before. So can Morbidelli hang on here to a sprint podium for a VR46 squad? As Bezzecchi now overtakes Vinales. Vinales is getting no points.
Turn 10 is normally the best. Yeah, he's not close enough.
He's not close enough, it's Quartararo. So Morbidelli will hang on unless Quartararo sends it on the inside at the last corner.
Behind the Marquez brothers, another Marquez 1 and 2.
Morbidelli's 4 seconds behind the Marquez brothers. Obviously 2.5 behind Alex and 4 seconds off Mark.
Who's going to join them on the sprint podium?
Who will join them?
Look, Digi's closing.
Digi is closing as well.
Shows what we're going to see tomorrow in the race, doesn't it? That's getting tight.
Aldeguer's looking at it. He's going to make a lunge. Firmin Aldeguer. He's going to look on Quartararo. No. Not yet. Maybe at the last corner. Is Quartararo going to send it on Morbidelli? No. Puts him under pressure though. Oh, Quartararo's a moment. Aldeguer's got through. Aldeguer's going to get fourth. Marquez wins the sprint again. It's a 1-2 for the Marquez brothers. Morbidelli hangs on. Aldeguer gets Quartararo. Quartararo fought so hard, but only gets 5th place. Sarko actually retired from the race at the end. Binder gets 14th. Quartararo gets 5th. Di Gianantonio 6th. Argo is 7th. Pecco Bagnaia 8th. And Marco Bezzecchi 9th. Marco Verratti, a former PSG player, takes the checkered flag. But Mark has done it again. His second win in Qatar. But can he get his second Sunday win here at this track tomorrow? We'll find out. Come on. Yes. That'll be it for this watch-along, guys. Marquez takes another TCO sprint win. Hits 4th in a row on the Saturday. Thanks all for watching. Smash that like button, subscribe if anyone is new. It's totally if you signed in, and turn the notification bell so you don't miss future videos, stuff, streams coming up. But Marquez wins another sprint. Can he win his 3rd race out of 4 on the Sunday? See you all next time. Goodbye.